Welcome to FitBody Lifestyle, the show where we dive deep into the world of fitness, health, business, relationships, and the art of living a balanced life. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Greg, and we're here to give you the benefit of our experiences in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, the corporate world, running a business, personal development, and building healthy relationships.
Whether you're sweating it out in the gym, hustling in your business, or seeking balance in your everyday life, you're in the right place.
So lace up those sneakers and grab that water bottle, and let's get ready to transform our minds, our bodies, and our lives. Hello, FitBody Lifers, and welcome to another FitBody Fusion or FitBody Lifestyle Fusion hack. And I am here with my beloved and the love of my life. And I'm here with another love in my life, which is Miss Angelica Teixeira, 2 times Miss Olympia and Miss Bikini International, and just a storied career, one of the truly greatest of all time in the bodybuilding world. And we are so blessed and honored to have you here today. Welcome, Angelica.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I love you guys. So it's so good to be here.
There's a lot of love in here today. And today's Fusion hack, we wanted to talk about, I think it's so important to look at your journey and to recognize what it was that you never thought it was going to be. So in the full conversation we had, we talked about you coming to the United States at age 23 and, you know, everything that happened. You had not even stepped on a stage at that point. So
watch the longer episodes to get the full story.
I'm teasing a lot of this stuff. So you had no idea that there was a 2-time Miss Bikini Olympia, that there was a Miss Bikini International, all the incredible things, 2 amazing little children that you produced, all this, the amazing man that you married, all these things that were going to be part of your life that you had no idea of. So if you were to go back and talk to your 23-year-old self, what would you tell yourself about the journey that you were about to embark upon?
I would say really believe in your dreams, because I always had the dream of being the best in something. You know, like since I'm very young, I always knew that I wanted my star to shine. Like I like it to do dancing. I don't know if it was in dancing or acting or what it was. Like bodybuilding was not there at that time, but I knew I wanted to be the best in the world in something. But I was kind of like lost in my journey and not knowing what, but I had that belief in myself that one day I would still make it to the top of something, right? So I would tell like my younger self, like keep believing, keep chasing the dream, and just find your way. Because like the journey is tough. The journey is not easy. Like there's ups and downs, and you know, like the way doesn't happen like in a straight way. Like curves and bumps on the way, right? But keep going, and even on those harder days, believe, like keep believing and keep walking forward. Even though it's small steps. As long as you're walking toward something that you believe that you can do, that you can achieve, and you can be a force, keep going. Like that, you're gonna get there one day. And I think that's what happened to me. You know, like I had that belief, and I kept believing that one day I'll be on top of something. And that was me a few years later, winning the Olympia title and being, you know, on top of our sport, like for a few years. So I'll tell all the newcomers too, everyone that's about to start competing, like if you have that voice that's speaking to you like I had, because I had people telling me, why are you doing this? You're just spending money. Why you keep doing this? You look so skinny. Why are you doing, you know, you look better when you had a little bit more curves on you. What's going on? You know, like I had so many people that just wanted to drag me down. And even when my journey was so tough, like I spoke in the last episodes, like, you know, like not being able to get my pro card, there was people that would come to me and like, hey, enough, why are you doing this? Like, you know, some friends that they would not understand, I don't judge them, because it was a really tough journey to watch, you know, people that loved me, because it was like I was doing something to not get anywhere. But that voice in my mind, I always say, keep going, because I know you're going to be successful if you keep going. So, you know, listen to yourself, listen to your heart and to that voice that is inside of your mind that don't want to let you give up. There's a reason for that.
There's so many wonderful,
Yep.
wonderful jewels in what you just said. And, one of the first things that you said that resonated so much with me is that there's going to be ups and downs. And I think sometimes in life, when we're at one of those downs, it feels so overwhelming and it feels so permanent. And it's not permanent. I mean, there's going to be moments in our lives, no matter how amazing our lives are, there's going to be moments that feel impossible and so challenging. And if you, like you said, if you can just keep putting that one foot in front of the other, you're going to move forward. You're going to come, there's going to be, there's got to be darkness to be light. There's two sides to everything. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. So I really love how much, how you said that and how that's what you would tell, your younger self, along with, believing in your own heart and your own, like what's meaningful to you. Because I can also relate to when I first started bodybuilding, the people around me were like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
you're never going to make any money at this. Like you said, that you're just spending money. You're so skinny. They were worried because, like we would get close to the show and they're not used to seeing, we lose that fat in our face. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this is not permanent. This is just for, for stage. And we're going to, all of those things. But, but it is,
Week after you already like me, like
yeah.
my mom, I called my mom, oh my God, thank God. Now you have a beautiful face again.
You always have a beautiful face.
Always.
Don't, you can't throw that out there.
But there, your face was very skinny last week.
It's true though. That's why, that's why people get filler in their face, because it makes them look younger. But when we're competing, it's like we suck all the natural filling out of our face.
Yeah. Oh my God. It gets like, but that's when you know you're ready, right?
Interested in changing your life or stepping on stage? Join FitBody Fusion today.
Experience the FitBody Fusion difference with tools, knowledge, and community support to reach your healthy and sustainable lifestyle.
We guide thousands on their fitness journeys, from seasoned athletes to those who are simply seeking a healthier life.
Our expert coaches provide personalized plans and unwavering support, empowering you to thrive.
FitBody Fusion is more than just training. It's a community. We understand the challenges of solo fitness journeys, which is why we foster a supportive environment where members encourage and motivate each other.
Join the FitBody Fusion community today and unlock your full potential.
Head to fitbodyfusion.com to sign up for a free consultation.
And do it today. Well, the other thing that you said, Angelica, that I think just really aligns with something that we really believe in, which is, goals are great. Hey, I want to be Miss Bikini Olympia. I want to be President of the United States. I want to be, this or that. And I those are fine. But I love what you said about, I just want to be the best at something in the world. And I think so many times we get so caught up in a goal being a specific thing or what it looks like that we lose the journey and what goes into that journey. And just
we're looking for looking for signs along the way.
That's exactly right. If you're so caught up in a specific target, it's often you will often miss the things that are right in front of you right along the way. So when you came to the United States, I mean, getting on stage was not your goal, but being the best at something in the world was your goal. And as a consequence, you achieved that because you were focused. And I think, and I really would encourage people to tune into the larger conversation. But I bet when you were a bagger, you were focused on being the best bagger that you could. And the fact that all the other cashiers wanted you to go get stuff, you were the best bagger in the world in that supermarket that you worked at. When you were the group instructor and you started with a class of 3 and then it became a full class at the end of the first week, you became the best group instructor. So you had this thing, and we had the 6 questions of success a few weeks ago on our podcast. And we were talking about one of those questions is, are you willing to be excellent at what you do? And I think about who models that. And my dear, that is you. You just really captured all of that in saying that believe in yourself and just focus on being the best. And that is how you achieve things that you didn't even think you might achieve.
And one other thing I have to add is, that I love is that you bring joy.
Yep.
to everything you do. So whether you were talking about, working in the grocery store, whatever, like the joy that you bring to what you do because you love the people and you love being, I think that's one of the things that makes you so successful.
That's true. That's true. I think what you guys say this is like really what like what made the difference in my journey. Trying to be the best at everything I have done, like in my life. Being a dance instructor, that's how I started, like this journey, like being a dance instructor in Brazil in a small gym, trying to be the best at it, like, and then coming here, like, and I start teaching in Brazil. I wanted to be the best. And then coming here, work in the supermarket, I wanted to be the best. Everything I do, no matter what it is, I want to try to be the best ever. So I think when I got that title of Miss Bikini Olympia, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to be the best Miss Bikini Olympia ever, And if you believe that, you will, That's why I'm recognized today as one of the best Miss Bikini Olympias that ever took that title. Because
Agreed.
when you know in your heart that you can do your best, you just give nothing else but your best, right? So that, I think that's a mindset that everyone should have for anything they do. Anything, because no matter what you do, no matter if it's being a beggar, no matter what type of job, being like a maid or like a waitress, if you really the best, because I was a waitress too. When I got to New Jersey, my first job was a waitress. And then I got that job in the gym, but it was just a few days. So I was doing both. And when I told at the restaurant that I couldn't work at the restaurant anymore because I was, like being successful in the gym, they like, oh no, we don't want to lose you because yeah.
Because you were doing such a great job.
Like, yeah. Because they're like, you really the best we had. Like, you're so good. And I'm like, wow, like, I mean, they're like, you always have a place here if you need to come back. So everything that I done, the doors were open. And even at the supermarket, I didn't say more like at the other episode because I spoke so much about it. But before I moved to New Jersey, actually I went back to Brazil for a few months and then I went to New Jersey. But before I went back, they said, Angelica, we want to give you a promotion. We want you to just walk with the radio and walk through the supermarket because you are so good. You are so good with people. Everyone that comes and you begging, you always say hi, you always say how are you, eye contact. So like, we want to give you a promotion. That's when I told them that I couldn't because I was moving out, But look, they also like recognized that I did a great job. And with a few months of not knowing English and not even knowing if I was going to get a job, I was offered a promotion already in the supermarket, So really do everything with love, with joy, and knowing that you want to put out just the best that is in you, and you're going to be successful no matter what you're doing in life.
That's a mic drop moment.
It really is.
That's amazing.
You hit two of the questions that we asked in that fuller episode, which is one, are you willing to be excellent at what you do? But the other one that we ask is, are you willing to love what you do, who you do it with, and who you are? And my dear, you epitomize those questions to a T. And that is why, they are the 6 questions of success. That is why you are so successful, because you really embody those. When we came up with those 6 questions of success, I hadn't thought about you specifically, but as we had this conversation, it was very evident that, you're doing those, you're the model of those 6 questions. And so there's another part, there's 4 other questions, but I could go down each one of them and say, you are that, you are that.
Go back and watch that episode.
That's right. So that's why I'm teasing that episode so they can go back and watch that. And then when you watch it with the context of Miss Angelica on top of that and see that's beautiful. So thank you so much for being here today and for doing this fusion hack. And I do think, that's the mic drop. I don't have a microphone, but I have a pen, so I'll drop that. And you have just been an amazing guest here, and we just love you. Your family, you are chosen family for us.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
We'd like to have you back.
I always like to be around, so these few hours went by so fast
It
that
did. It did.
we need to get together soon to talk more. I love you guys.
Yes, and if you're ever in Arizona, we'll get you in studio and do some more
And we'd
episodes.
love to have Marco and you and take you guys to dinner or something too. So I'll put that out there as well because I really do love your husband and I still have something for
I
him.
love you guys
So
too.
so that's good. And if you want to get in touch with Angelica, you can do it on Instagram at Angelica. Oh, I had the spelling here a second ago. Where was it? Dang it. Oh well, it's Angel.
ICA.
What is it? Angelica, Angelicaht, right? Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And you can also get her on the FitBody Fusion website with a drop down and select her as your coach. And I can absolutely endorse her completely without reservation. She's one of the best coaches. And
She puts her hearts and soul into every single thing she does. So I just see the connection with every person that she works with is just incredible. So
her favorite 3 words, I love people. And I think that's the best way. And if you want to know what to tell your younger self on your journey, then start that journey by liking, commenting, and subscribing to this podcast. So again, we can bring you this content. And remember the 3 B's.
be good to yourself.
Be good to each other and be safe. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to FitBody Lifestyle. We hope today's episode has left you feeling motivated and equipped to tackle your fitness goals, business challenges, and the daily dance of life. Remember to value progress over perfection. Life's tough enough alone. Find the chosen family around you to help you along the way.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite streaming platform. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FitBody Fusion.